So halacha number 3. After the Lamenatzei'ach, right? One recites Kiddusha with LeTzion. So Kiddusha, when meaning it's not the one that we say during the repetition Shmona Esrei. It's the one that Chazan says, and we answer him in unison for the two. We answer him the first 2 verses. Okay, so all right. So we said that, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion. LeTzion, it's Redeemer shall come to Zion. Commentary. Although the Kiddusha has already been recited, we repeat it here. Okay, the Gemara explained that the recitation of the verses Kiddusha in both act of the Torah study and expression of the sanctity of God. So on one hand, those verses are directly from prophets, right, as we said before, from this Kiddusha, and so it's in some sense it's Torah study and expression of sanctity of God. Okay, it is in the merit of this dual service that the world continue to exist. No more, no less, because we said Kiddusha there, then, and then because we say Kiddusha now. So it's not a good idea to leave shul and go about your business, right? So one more time, a Redeemer will come to Zion, along with Targum, Aramaic translation of Kiddusha. So what does it mean? The Aramaic translation of the prophets by Yonasan ben Uziel. Due to the significance of this prayer, the translation into what was commonly spoken language is included in LeTzion prayer, so that all should understand it. So basically, it says in Aramaic. So common people back then would understand. Common people today do not understand Aramaic, but that's what it is. We just continue with the service. One must be very careful to recite this Kiddusha with concentration. So when they say Kadosh, 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 you have to concentrate, right? The Targum should also be recited quietly. Targum should be recited quietly, commentary. The Kiddusha itself is said aloud, right? However, the Targum is said quietly, so it's in between verses, right? The Kabbalistic reasons, prayers that are recited in Aramaic are generally not recited publicly. Interesting, right? So, verse one more time. Kabbalistic reasons, prayers that recited in Aramaic are generally not recited publicly. Sitas, okay. We therefore recite Targum quietly. In effect, recited it as individual rather than congregation. Okay, but this guy, the Chazan, I think he still said it out loud. When praying alone, however, one may recite even Targum aloud. So when you're alone, so there are little different rules. So you can, if you praying alone, you can even say Shmona Esrei out loud. There is no problem. So when you pray with congregation, the Shulchan Aruch call this person Rasha, right? That arrogant person, right? But when you're alone, you can say it out loud for a better concentration. If it helps you concentration, that's what you should say. Do. Okay. Halacha number 4. It is prohibited for one to leave the synagogue before Kiddusha is recited. As we said, if the world stands because of this second recitation of Kiddusha, so to leave a synagogue before that, it's not proper, basically. So it's better, I think, like from my experience, just tell your boss I'm going to be 15 minutes late. That's, I mean, I'm going to stay over half an hour. How about that? Okay, so I mean, usually it's not a big deal when you have this arrangement. Okay, so don't skip these holy things. So continue. Halacha number 5. I mean, it's not this halacha. I mean, it's just informative. Okay. Number 5. One should endeavor to recite this Kiddusha along with congregation, and that's what in Siddur said. We all responded unison. Okay. Therefore, if one came to synagogue while the congregation is reciting it, he should recite it along with them. So I mean, he's late. He's late anyway. So while he's there, so please say this Kiddusha with the congregation, right? Even before he recites his own prayers. Similarly, if necessary, he may recite it before reciting the two verses that immediately preceded, which is LeTzion. So, okay, LeTzion, no problem, skip, do Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. And Vayni Zois Berisi, right? And so it's for me. This is my covenant, etc. So commentaries say, thus he begins the words Ve'ata Kadosh. So that's what, I mean, he skips the first two verses and goes directly into Kiddush. So let's say he's late, he overslept, whatever happened. After that, he should go back and recite these verses. Okay, after that, he should say all of the blessings, Psuki de Zimra and Shema and Shmona Esrei, and of course he has to say these verses. Certainly, if necessary, he may omit Ashrei. That's what as of the question, right? Omit Ashrei and Lamenatzei'ach. So after Ashrei, this Psalm 20, Lamenatzei'ach. So if needed, he can skip, right, in order to recite Kiddusha along with congregation. So one more time, Kiddusha is very critical. Continue. And afterwards, he should go back and recite those prayers that he skipped. So as we said many times, but I want to repeat. Even if Kitzur said, Shulchan said that you're allowed to skip. Okay, you're allowed to skip. That's true, 100%. But it means that after the prayers, you have to go back and say whatever you missed. Okay, so that's the bottom line. So just because they allow you to skip does not mean that they skip forever.